This is the Regained Wellness Podcast with Jamie Logie, episode 179er, How to Get Rid of Excess Water Weight and Bloating. Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Jamie Logie. I run regainedwellness.com, and this is the Regained Wellness podcast of the same name. Thanks for coming on out today, looking at how to lose water weight and bloating weight and what causes all that, how to lose it naturally, how to lose it fast, the whole deal. We'll cover everything related to that. Before we start, make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. I should be there. If you really like the show, give it a rating and review. That way more people get to see it. But okay, let's get going on this. Okay, I'm sure, you're wanting to look for some weight loss or more weight loss or getting started or making progress. And, sometimes your diet and fitness, it gets you far enough, sometimes doesn't cover every little thing. And we're looking at, carrying extra water weight, and that can have a negative effect on your appearance and your ability to lose weight. So when you learn about this whole issue and how to lose water weight, it can help get you closer to those real weight loss goals, appearance goals, everything like that. And so these are two different things. Like losing water weight will differ from losing body fat. Body fat loss will come from a combination of, calorie burning exercise, keeping your diet under control, keeping, sugars at bay, refined carbohydrates, things that cause like insulin spikes and hormonal fluctuations and everything like that. I've covered a ton. The problem is excess weight can be caused by water retention. And this can be because of several factors, issues like your age, your sex, your stress levels. That's a huge part of it. Hormone levels in general all factor into how much extra water weight you may be retaining. So we want to look at the best way to lose that excess water weight, fast but naturally. So let's look at just water in general and why it's so important. So you obviously need water. You just don't want to be retaining excess water. So as a quick rundown on why it's so important to have adequate water intake, your body's made of around 70% water, and it's involved with everything in your body from digestion, absorption, transport of nutrients through the body, temperature regulation, cognitive function, cleansing and detoxification, athletic performance, any type of performance like that. If your body is getting dehydrated at all, these functions will not be running properly, and this will impact how you feel and how you operate. So the easiest indicator of dehydration is just, checking urine color. It should be a light straw color and odorless. That gives you a good indicator that you're properly hydrated. If it's dark colored, has a strong odor, it's a pretty good certainty that you are dehydrated. And this is a sign that there will be an excessive strain on your kidneys as your body cannot flush out uric acid. So what I've recommended usually is drink half your weight in pounds of ounces of water each day. This will make sure you're properly hydrated. If you're engaged in some intense exercise or you're outside a lot, it's a hot climate, it's anything excessively sweaty and stuff like that, you're going to want to take in at least another 1.5 to 2.5 cups a day. If you're more athletic and you're training or you're playing sports and you're outside and it's, again, in the summertime and it's excessively hot, this is a time where a sports drink, an electrolyte drink can be beneficial. Normally, I'd say steer clear of those things because a lot of time they're just, without mentioning any big name companies, there are a lot of just artificially flavored colored sugar water. But with even some of the even basic, okay, I'll just say it, Gatorades and all that stuff, they do have some actually decent electrolytes in them as far as sodium and potassium content. The question is whether they're actually in the right ratios or whatever. But it's, in this situation, it's better to not worry about that stuff. If you've been, I don't know, you're doing a half marathon and it's on like the hottest day of the year, or playing a soccer game, whatever it is, where it's like you're beat down and sweating, your body is losing a ton of those electrolytes. Like we talk about sodium, potassium, everything like that. They need to be replenished. And in that situation, one of those drinks can take care of things very well. If you're looking for the best version, and I'm not promoting this at all, it's an electrolyte drink called BioSteel. And I reviewed it on the show. Again, I have no connection with them, but they make like what I would consider what Gatorade should be. It's a sugar-free drink mix powder. You just mix with water, and it's got natural levels of those electrolytes. It also has amino acids in it. It's perfect for performance. You're seeing it now. If you watch pro hockey, NHL hockey, it's what you're starting to see pop up with a lot of these players. Like Connor McDavid uses BioSteel, and I think that BioSteel runs the Raptors training camp thing, or their rookie camps or whatever. Their big slogan is called "Drink the Pink," because they use sort of a natural, I think it's a natural beet extract that's also good for kind of replenishment, and it gives it a natural pink flavor. And so you're seeing that pop up in more tournaments and commercials and stuff like that. And like, I've used that stuff a lot too. It's awesome. And it's like I said, it's what, if I was inventing a supplement, that's exactly what I would have created, is what BioSteel is. So check them out. Also, coconut water can work well too, because it's kind of got natural electrolytes. So really good on those hot days and whatever. So that's just in the extreme situations. So you might be wondering, like, we're talking about water weight, why you would want to lose water weight. So there are a few reasons why a person may want to lose water weight. And the big one is just because of the amount of bloating it can cause. And just on a superficial level, it can have a negative effect on your appearance and make you feel less than ideal. And that's a valid enough reason right there. But bloating can make you feel weighed down. It can make you feel lethargic. Basically just makes it hard to motivate you to be more active, because you just don't feel like physically moving. It's an uncomfortable feeling, but just one that leads you to feeling like stuffed all the time. Extension of your stomach, just unpleasantness. So bloating is caused by excess gas production or disturbances in the movement of the muscles of your digestive system. So this can come from food intolerances. It can come from infections. It can come from things like irritable bowel syndrome. Medications can cause these things. So, some of the reasons, though, you'd want to lose water weight are, again, for athletic performance. This might be a little more specific, but if you're trying to, make weight for an event or a competition. So, the average person's not probably worried about appearing in a bodybuilding competition or a physique competition. But if you're trying to look your best for an event like a wedding, or you're going on a beach vacation, or obviously summer's coming now, holding that extra water weight is going to make you just look puffy and bloated and not healthy. And this is water that is in between your muscles and your skin, and it's what causes that bloated, puffy look. So another problem, again, just from a physical aspect, is this can make it can make it just difficult to determine what your actual real weight and condition is, because it's hard to factor in all the things like body fat, lean muscle, water weight, everything like that. If you're trying to get a good idea where you're at with like tape measurements, and it just doesn't really indicate the real you. It's like a negative accessory to your body, and it just doesn't allow you to kind of see what's really going on. And it's like, you could be in really good shape, but it might not be visible because of the water retention. So if you've gained a good amount of lean muscle and you've dropped body fat and you've been working hard, it can be lost if you're retaining water, which sucks. So let's look at, I got 9 ways here how you can lose water weight quickly, but naturally at the same time. So the first one is the obvious go-to, and that's cardio. So 30 minutes of cardio is a great way to sweat out water and burn more body fat at the same time. Also, obviously, health benefits of cardiovascular improvement. So you get a double whammy with this approach. So this can work best if you do your cardio before breakfast. So it's going to, kind of long story short, help tap into your body fat stores better along with the retained water. So this isn't crazy intense. You don't have to go super hard. It's a comfortable pace that makes this effective. Maybe just a 20-30 minute walk, so just something to get yourself moving, and can have a big effects. After that, you want to wait around 20 to 30 minutes when you're finished before having your breakfast and getting on with your day. That kind of extends the fat burning effect we call lipolysis. It sort of extends that a little bit longer. Number 2 is use a sauna. If you sit in a sauna and cycle your rounds through it, this can be a great way to lose water weight fast. If you're new to a sauna, you probably won't be able to sit in it for that long. And if you have any blood pressure issues, whatever, something maybe you want to double check with your doctor. But like if you're starting out, you may be only able to do 10 to 15 minutes before it gets uncomfortable. So if you're trying to lose water weight quickly, you could make use of an hour in a sauna, but break it up into 4 15-minute cycles. And that's a great, fast, and natural way to lose water weight. And they're seeing a lot of actual other health benefits that are coming from saunas in the body, which I don't have time to get into now, but very interesting. The third one, and this seems weird, is to wear a sweatsuit during your workout. Whether it's during your morning cardio or a regular workout, wearing a sweatsuit will get you sweating more. The description's right there in the title of a sweatsuit. And it is a forgotten natural way for how to lose water weight. Obviously, you're not wanting to go crazy intense to the point you're feeling overly fatigued, and you still want to make sure to hydrate as you're going. But this is a classic way of actually getting rid of excess bloating water weight. Okay, fourth way is to decrease your sodium level. So if you're health conscious, which I imagine because you're listening to a show like this, you're probably aware or conscious of decreasing your salt intake, as too much of it can cause issues with high blood pressure, as we all know. If you've eliminated adding salt to meals, that's a good first step, but you really want to be aware of it in manufactured and processed foods. If you consume many of these things, even if you're like eating out a lot, but you're choosing healthier items, you still be shocked at the huge amounts of sodium that you're taking in. These things are added in. I mean, salt and sweet are probably our main cravings and sensations that we experience with taste buds and everything like that. And manufacturers add in sodium because it's kind of it's obviously going to make things more palatable, but because most people have a very unrefined palate as far as being able to identify real flavors and tastes and combinations and ingredients and stuff like that, and because our palates are so dumbed down if you don't eat a lot of real whole foods, when you add salt to stuff, it just lights up your taste buds and everything like that. It's just your taste sensations have been pummeled by all this crap, and it can't identify anything natural and clean. So when they add in more sodium and everything like that, to you, it tastes like the greatest thing you've ever eaten in your life, just because it's all that's really accessible at that point. It's probably our most craved sensation. So again, and like I said, extra sodium is showing up in places you wouldn't even suspect, like frozen foods, frozen vegetables, seasonings. There's so much sodium in seasonings. Even if you're looking at like a dry rub that you're putting on for anything you're barbecuing, or like a popcorn seasoning, have a look at the sodium content. It's horrific how much is in there. So ideally you want to get roughly under 2,300 milligrams of salt each day. If you get too much sodium, it's going to cause that water retention in your body. It's going to cause that bloating, everything. So cut down on the sodium to lose more water weight. Okay, here's a random food that's good for bloating. It's asparagus, and it is just got these compounds and sulfurs in them that actually combats bloat, and it helps your body flush out more water. Another one is bananas. We're just looking at foods. So bananas are obviously known to be a food high in potassium, and that can help to counteract salt. So you can reduce bloat in your body by consuming high potassium foods. You can take potassium supplements, but I would say get it from a real whole food source. And banana isn't the main source of potassium. It's a great one, but you can get it from cooked spinach, cooked broccoli, sweet potatoes, mushrooms, peas, cucumbers. Those are sort of your best potassium bets. So if you have any kidney problems or whatnot, you want to be careful with higher potassium foods. So again, as usual, double check that with a doctor if you have any conditions or things that you're concerned about in that sense. The next one, number 7, herbal teas. And most herbal teas are a safe, natural diuretic, which means they help to flush out water from your body. You've probably heard of diuretics before. Unnatural diuretics are extremely dangerous, and they can, at the very least, just cause like jittery, sensations and stuff like that, up to extreme, horrific conditions. Diuretics you'd see made use of. If you follow, like, again, fitness competitors, bodybuilding shows, diuretics is a way for them to really flush out all that water on the day of a show. When you're this is a whole side rant here. If you ever see bodybuilding shows or and I'm not even talking like the Mr. Olympia and the heavily pharmaceutical enhanced athletes. No disrespect to them. I mean, like, the drugs are obviously a massive part of their appearance, but it is a small part. The rest is like a 24-hour lifestyle having to devote to getting that big and whatever. But anyone who's in a physique contest where they have to look good on stage, they only look like that for maybe a day, maybe 2. And the whole point of these shows is to dial yourself in and hopefully nail it the day of the show. And that includes flushing out all the like water you can from the body, dropping sodium levels. These people, even though like they look strong and fit, it's actually the very weakest they are. Their body's like almost shutting down at this point. Their body fat is so low to like unhealthy levels where it's causing hormonal disruptions and issues. And the big thing they do to get more of that lean cut look and muscle separation is to flush out the water, and they use the diuretics to drop it. But the thing is that it can kill some people, especially when it's done too rapidly. And when you're looking at them on stage, like, it's a combination of other things, like the lighting. They use specific lighting at these shows to give more definition and look, and you see more like muscle striations and everything like that, as well as the tanning they do, and then they apply another level of tan, like bronzer type things, but like very heavily, and then even oils. So when you combine all this together, it's why it gets them looking so good. But like I said, it's only for that day or two. But that's usually when diuretics are used. But like with herbal teas, you're gonna get that smaller natural diuretic effect, and because of the caffeine in them, and again, caffeine acts as a diuretic too. If you notice, if you drink a lot of coffee or teas or drinks like that, you're going to the bathroom more often. But it's not like with herbal teas, you're getting caffeine, but not in excessive amounts like you would find in like coffee or espressos or energy drinks and stuff like that. So if you're sensitive to caffeine, then a herbal tea is a great option to go to. And some of the best herbal teas, if you've been wanting to know how to lose water weight, include dandelion tea, green tea, peppermint tea, rooibos tea, and white teas in there too. But I'd say dandelion, green tea, and peppermint are going to be your best bets there for getting rid of excess water weight. And they're healthy as well too. You're going to get a lot of, antioxidants, and say in the case of green tea, a lot of vitamin C. There's more vitamin C in 1 cup of green tea than you get in an orange. And green tea is like one of the ultimate health drinks and makes a good addition into your diet. Okay, number 8 here, how to get rid of water weight, and that is to cut out refined carbs and sugar. And this is a good overall health tip, obviously, but these types of carbs are very high, like refined, stripped down carbohydrates, like white bread, white pasta, pastry, everything like that. These are very high glycemic, and they cause a lot of inflammation in the body. And one symptom from that happens from inflammation is that swelling and bloating effect that comes along with it. And then, not to mention health-wise, you get blood sugar spikes and crashes, and then that throws off your energy levels. It makes you feel lethargic, and then it leads to more cravings, and its whole sort of vicious cycle mechanism built in. So when you cut this stuff out, especially sugar, it's going to help you lose water weight fast, and it's going to make you feel better at the same time. Okay. Number 9, last one here, is using distilled water. So if you weren't sure what distilled water is or was, it's water that has been boiled into a vapor and condensed back into a liquid in a separate container. So when it comes to water weight, it can help you get rid of it because it depletes your body of sodium by attaching to it. So this will help to flush out this excess sodium and water and reduce that bloating and water retention. It seems weird to think, but to get rid of excess water weight, you need to drink more water. Your body likes to store and retain whatever you aren't giving it enough of. If you're in a constant dehydrated state, your body's going to hold onto water as it doesn't know if it's on the verge of shutting down or not, and it needs this stuff to survive. So once you give it adequate water, it can flush itself out naturally. And that's why you just need to be drinking water in general anyway. But, this is how distilled water can help with the case of sodium. And, that's probably the big takeaways here is to increase your water weight and really watch out for your sodium, because if that sodium's too high, you're always going to have that more puffy, bloated water retention look, and then the feelings that go along with that. So I'll wrap it up here. Hopefully this shed some light into the difference and the differences in weight loss, compared to body fat, how that differs from water weight loss, and why if you're looking to learn, if you're wanting to lose water weight and you can, get rid of that water retention, you can see why it's beneficial to do so, not just from an appearance standpoint. It's actually healthy to do this. And there's some natural ways you can do it. There's no reason to really take any dangerous supplements that help with water retention and bloating, because you can lose it naturally through exercise, diet changes, and adding in some of these natural foods, I said, like the potassium foods and the herbal teas. So hopefully that helps you. I think it's one of those issues I think everyone faces at some point, water retention and bloating, and something you want to get on top of and get under control. And again, for whatever reason that may be, like all those reasons are valid. So hopefully this helps. Okay, so that's it for me. Thanks for listening. Hope you like this episode. If you really like it, subscribe so you get the shows automatically sent to you, and I will keep them coming. Have a good day. I'll see you later.